guys, it's B. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Unify. I have another week ahead tarot reading for you guys. Just a real quick overview of how I read. I do read intuitively, so I don't have a specific spread. What I do is I use my traditional tarot deck as well as my Threads of Fate tarot to pull the overall energy of the week. Then I go into my Angel tarot deck to pull cards on what actions we can take. And then I move on to my Angel Oracle deck where I get guidance on any questions that may be on the collective mind. And then I close out my reading with my Seed and Sickle deck. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in and get some cards for the overall energy. Let's see what we have going on here. So those two, or all three of those actually. This one too, interesting. A lot of energy coming out of this deck today. Let's see here. And that one, okay, we're gonna stop there. That's a lot of cards. Typically, I try to pull not so many cards because it does take a long time to read, but I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. So let's just see what these are saying. We have King of Cups, Seven of Wands, King of Wands. Now this is really interesting for me. I did not upload a video last week, but I did record one, and all of these cards came out. So maybe I will. I think I have a picture of it. Maybe I'll upload that picture for you guys to see. Wow, all of these cards. Page of Pentacles, the Six of Cups was there, Strength, and the Knight of Pentacles. We did not have the Knight of Pentacles. Let me scoop these crystals up here for you guys. But it's very interesting that you guys did not get to see that, and the cards came back out. So apparently you guys need to hear the message associated with these cards. And because of the way I pulled them too, like I got those first four and then I moved into the center of the deck and I got those three, and it's interesting as well because this is how that reading was laid out also. These were really the King of Cups and the King of Wands were the first two cards that I pulled, and then the Seven of Wands was actually pulled from my Angel Tarot deck as far as actions to take, as far as standing up for yourself and standing up for your beliefs. So yeah, I think that's very interesting. Obviously, somebody needs to hear this. So let me go ahead and just tune into these really quick. Actually, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna grab my notebook because I took some notes last week that I painted on. Okay, I'm back. So the notes I took are actually just a quick breakdown of the meaning of these crystals, because last week I just felt like pulling some crystals for the reading for some reason, and honestly I don't know the meaning behind every crystal. I can kind of guess based off the color of it, but of course there's deep meaning to each one, and so I did go ahead and look them up to see what they do. So I'll get into that a little bit later, but I do still feel like they were relevant today when I was setting up. I left them here because I felt like I still needed to go over these crystals with you guys. So I'll do that in a minute. Anyway, I feel like this is past/present energy over here, and this is where we're headed to in the future. Maybe something we need to embody more, or we will be embodying more. I definitely, okay, I'm starting to get stuff over here, but let me go over here really quick before I dive into that. And so last week, let me just go into that with the King of Cups and the the King of Wands. Cups are associated with our emotions, our intuition. Water can also be associated with travel. And let me just pick this up and show it to you guys. It's kind of far away. You can't really see it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of water, and it looks like it's pretty active water as well. There's a lot of waves in it, whereas in other cards water is drawn just still. But with the king, he's very balanced in his emotions, doesn't let his emotions control him, is able to see things objectively and take decisive action without being influenced by outside things outside of him, basically. And then let me get into this King of Wands over here. Similar energy, you can see they're both sitting on these concrete thrones. The foundation is concrete. This one, the King of Wands throne, is not actually concrete, but the foundation is just a symbol of stability. And so with that, I do feel like we are embodying more stability in our lives, able to make decisions based off of logic and reason while also taking our emotions into account, not making impulse decisions based off of how we feel in the moment, but taking a balanced approach, especially to pointing out just these opposing elements here. This is water and fire. So again, that's just another symbol for me of just having really balanced energy, taking a balanced approach. Another thing that I want to point out in these cards too is this fish here and the lizard there. The fish in this card represents an opportunity, and the lizard represents good luck and fortune. So it's almost like you're becoming more open to opportunities energetically. You're aligning more with more solid long-term things because of maturing into this energy. These are the most mature, of the suits, the kings, somebody who has, gone through that whole cycle and learned how to work with that energy and is now in control of that element. So I think that's great. I also want to get into this Seven of Wands and Page of Pentacles. So the Seven of Wands, you can see there's a guy kind of on top of a hill and there's 6 wands pointed up at them. This card represents standing up for your truth, the things that you believe in. You do have the higher ground. These people can't get to you from where you're standing. So for me, especially with that coming in between these 2 cards, it's kind of saying that you have been standing your ground when it comes to something, and because of that, that has elevated you into this energy. You can also see they're facing this 5 of Wands. So okay, I said this was kind of past, present energy. So this is saying, either you've done this or you're in the process of doing this, or you need to do this in order to balance this energy, take a balanced approach, stand up for what you believe in, but you don't have to be destructive in doing that. You can just hold your ground. I know this is a card depicting some sort of altercation. It does look, like there's physical action being taken, but again, you can see they're not touching each other. So for me, that's just saying, you can take a peaceful approach. You can just walk away from things that aren't working for you in order to align with this energy. It's all about standing your ground though and taking, again, a balanced approach. And then with this Page of Pentacles, pages are messengers. They're also kind of like the youngest, like the naive, childlike energy in the suits. And then Pentacles stand for foundations, physical things like your home, your finances, your career, that kind of thing. So for me, again, I think I already mentioned it, but this just is representing, I think, more opportunities coming in through this. There could be somebody making you an offer, offering you a job, offering you a partnership, offering you a raise because they see that you've grown. They see with the page, there's still potential to become the king. Maybe they see your potential, and so somebody wants to take a chance on you. Somebody may want to mentor you, is what I'm getting. But this could also represent you creating new opportunities for yourself, being in this energy. After overcoming whatever challenge this is in the Seven of Wands, stepping into a more abundant energy, ready to receive and ready to create more opportunities for yourself. So it could be either one of those things. Now with that, I'm going to hop over into these cards, and I'm sorry if I'm going pretty fast. I do just want to make sure I get to everything, and this video is not 2 hours long. But yeah, over here we have the Six of Cups, the Strength card, and the Knight of Pentacles. And the Strength card is a major arcana card. So only one, yes, okay. So Six of Cups talks about balance. Any six in the tarot talks about balance as well as our twos. But Six of Cups in particular talks about balancing energy from a past life. This could be a past life, like a past life, or this could just mean your childhood. Most of the time, a lot of people reference it as childhood. And for me, this is talking about, this is talking about finally overcoming things that we were still allowing to control us and make our decisions for us that stem from our childhood. Maybe you had a traumatic past. Maybe, you just carry shame from a certain experience. You just feel like you can't move forward with certain things because in the past it didn't work out for you. Maybe somebody told you when you were younger. It doesn't even have to necessarily be like a child necessarily. For this, I'm getting just any past energy prior to right now. But finally letting go of those limiting beliefs and allowing yourself to move forward. And with this Strength card, really feeling strong enough to get through these energies, whereas before it was something that was more difficult to navigate through, maybe feeling held back. Getting drawn over to the Seven of Wands here. I want to bring that over here and just address this. This could also be just looking at this being held back by our own limiting beliefs, being held back again because of this energy. But maybe these wands aren't other people. These wands could be defenses you put up around yourself, and finally breaking free out of that, finally standing up and saying, okay, this is no longer working for me, this is just holding me back. And moving forward into this energy. It's interesting, we have the Page and then the Knight of Pentacles over, further into the future of this reading. It's, again, moving into a more mature space, nurturing your inner child, but not allowing your inner child to drive you. And through that, building a stronger relationship of trust within yourself, being able to trust yourself, being able to take care of yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting with this Strength card right here. It talks about overcoming challenges. It's like taming the beast. You can see this woman, she's draped in robes and she's got flowers all over her, and she's, holding this lion's jaw shut. It talks about not being afraid of a challenge, knowing that you have what it takes to overcome the challenge, knowing that you're strong enough, you have enough life experience, knowledge, and again, trusting yourself at this point to not let these types of situations get the best of you, whereas maybe in the past it was. And then with that, the Knight, I always refer to as the defense of the suit, but I'm not getting defense in this. You can also see the Knight of Pentacles. Pentacles in general are the slowest moving energy, and you can see the Knight is just standing perfectly still, looking out into the horizon, holding on to the pentacle. This is just giving me, like, finally feeling like you can relax because you've worked through this energy, not feeling like you have to run toward anything. It's really, it's really taking a moment to step back and allow yourself to acknowledge and congratulate yourself for how far you've come, how much you've been through, how much you've worked on. And I do see reaping rewards for that. It doesn't have to be financial rewards. It could lead to financial rewards, but just at the very least, just having that sense of stability in your life where you finally feel safe with yourself. Yeah. So I'm getting. So yeah, this week we are really grounding in that energy. I'm getting, of course, with these pentacles, that earth energy grounding. There's just quite a bit of green and red. There's green and red in almost every single one of these cards. So yeah, this is really making me think about grounding. I really feel like, again, going back to these concrete thrones we have over here with the kings, really solidifying ourselves in this more mature energy. And balancing our root chakra is what I'm getting. Our root and our heart chakra with the green. Of course, green reminds me of earth, but it's also the color of the heart chakra. And that's, I think right now, actually, is what I'm supposed to get in these crystals. Speaking of these colors, that is just what I'm called to do. Okay, so I intuitively pulled these crystals last week. I have an emerald, I have petrified wood, and I have lapis lazuli. So all of these crystals go with these cards, actually. So the emerald has to do with prosperity, unconditional love, compassion, kindness, forgiveness, increased spiritual awareness, divine love, protection, and healing from trauma. So I feel like this goes great with this reading as far as finally overcoming something from our past. Could be going back to childhood, but again, it doesn't have to go back that far. It could be something more recent for the viewers, but with this emerald, I really do feel like that speaks to this energy as far as healing from trauma, unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness. I do feel like right now we're doing work to forgive ourselves for mistakes we may have made in the past, but it's really important to remember that, you know, every mistake is a learning experience. Every failure is also a learning experience. And, you know, if we're able to work through those energies and allow ourselves to just take the lesson and move forward, it can be such a beautiful thing. We don't have to live in shame and have so much attachment to the things that have happened to us in the past. And I know that can be difficult depending on what you've gone through. We've all gone through something, but again, if you're able to work through this, it can lead to prosperity for us. And again, that doesn't have to be financial. It could just be like a beautiful, peaceful life with a family, or, you know, some animals, or whatever it is that you want, career you want, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. This also has to do with manifestation. Can and will come to you as you move through these energies. The next one I have, I'm going to get into this lapis lazuli. This one has to do with communication, honesty, speaking your truth, learning, harmony. So I did mention balance with the Six of Cups, as well as this balanced energy of the King and Kings, of Cups and Wands. I also feel like regarding this, the lapis lazuli, speaking your truth, is really important. If there's something that you're trying to suppress or not acknowledge because of how it makes you feel, it's really important to just embody that and move through it. We're supposed to be in a flow state. When you're in a flow state, it's easier for things to come to you, the things that you actually want. So if you're ignoring things, you're trying to stuff it down, you don't want to acknowledge, you're like, well, if I ignore it, it'll go away. That's not how it works. You do have to acknowledge these things in order to remove the block and allow the flow of abundance, in whatever form of abundance you're looking for, to come into your life. You have to pull the cork out, knock down the dam to allow the river to flow. And with that, how you do that is by acknowledging and embodying your truth, the things that you have experienced. And I know that can be really difficult to do. There's some things, you know, that we go through that you'd rather not look at. But in order to move forward, you have to. Otherwise, you're going to keep carrying that energy with you with this Six of Cups. But I really do see that we are moving through this energy. I do want to say, especially with these Earth cards, this is not going to be like a overnight process or anything like that. There are certain things that take a little bit longer to move through. However, it is possible. You just have to start right now. Take baby steps, but you're strong enough to move through it. You're grounded enough to move through it. You're grounded enough in the present to address your past now, is what I'm getting from that. And the last one, Petrified Wood, speaking of grounding, this one is about stability and strength, grounding, good fortune, wisdom, transformation into your highest self, and then also calming your survival instincts and fears. So I think this really speaks to the cards we have over here, specifically as far as grounding and calming your survival instincts. This really is giving me the strength card, like knowing that you have the power to overcome the things that you're feeling stuck in. You're not stuck. And it's kind of it's taking me back to this Seven of Wands energy over here, where I mentioned earlier about maybe this isn't even other people. This might be walls you put up around yourself. You're not stuck. You've risen above all of this energy from your past, and the only thing that is keeping us in it is the mental prison that we built for ourselves. So it's really important to just open the door and let yourself free. Yeah, and to ground your energy, and if you don't know what grounding is, it's just energetically connecting yourself back to the earth, like creating a stable foundation with yourself. It doesn't have to be the earth, but earth is a huge part of grounding. With that being said, it's as simple as going outside barefoot, just standing in the grass, hugging a tree. I know how silly that sounds, but really hugging a tree will cleanse your energetic body and help you to ground. You can go to the beach with the lapis lazuli, put your feet in the sand, put your body in the water to help wash away anything that's still lingering. Salt water is extremely cleansing. If you don't live near a beach, you can fill a bowl of water with salt, sea salt specifically, and put your feet in it to help cleanse the energy, and the rock salt will help to ground you as well. And there's so many other things. I say hop on Google and do what speaks to you and what's accessible for you, but I am really getting that we need to, we're more grounded right now, but grounding will help create a sense of stability as we're working through these energies so that we don't get stuck there. So yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my cards of fate deck over here. Oh gosh, I don't drop the whole thing. And we'll just get more cards as if we need more elaboration on this, but I like to do it. I like that one. There's something about this one on the middle finger. And okay. Okay, actually I'm gonna flip them the order they came. Ecstasy, Dark Star, and Magic. This is the first time I've gotten any of these cards, so I might use the book for this. I got my books right here to the side. But let me just take a look and see what I get intuitively. We've got eagles on this. There's eagles on a lot of these cards. I remember when I first saw one of these, I was like, is that a phoenix? It's not. However, if I intuitively get phoenix, it's for a reason. But anyway, this could talk about freedom and ecstasy. Does make me think about sexual energy. Sexual energy is actually our manifestation energy, our creative life force energy. Obviously, you know, we mate to conceive and we bring forth new life. Every organism pretty much does that, whether it be with themselves or another organism. So this is making me think about manifestation energy, setting yourself free. Again, I mentioned letting yourself out of your mental prison in order to move forward with your life. And so with that, especially with these equals, I really am getting, again, just unlocking the door and stepping into your future. But again, I'm going to read this because I'm very interested to see what it says. It might say something totally different. Dark Star. So we have snakes in both of these. And I talked about snakes in a couple of other readings. They are a symbol for, is it healing? Let me look this up. Also, snakes are guardians of portals into other worlds. Snake. Let's see what we've got here. Renewal, rebirth, and transformation. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying. Okay, so yeah, I feel like that speaks to this energy of just moving forward into something new, stepping into, again, this more mature energy from the page, and then we actually have a knight, and then it goes into we have kings too. So moving forward into more mature energy. But actually with this Dark Star card, I am getting more emphasis on this mental prison, guys. Somebody, or some of us, are really just stuck in our past. And that makes sense right now. We are on Venus retrograde, and it's all about emotions from our past, will from our past coming back. We're also in Cancer season, so it's amplified, and the emotions are high right now. However, it's really important to not allow this to hold you back, to not make a home in this energy. It's not going to be like this forever. We're going to move right on into what's next? Scorpio season, I think. No, Leo. Tripping. Yeah. Scorpio is in October and November. Might be, guys. Anyway. Yeah. With that, and you can see in this card too, hopefully you can see, let me move my screen so I can see, there we go. You can see there's a sword embedded in a skull wrapped in snakes. So again, this is really giving me like energy of intrusive thoughts. Swords in tarot are symbolic for the air element, but it's also symbolic for our mind and our thoughts. And so with this sword being embedded in this head, well, just this way, it looks like it's been removed and the snakes have come off. So yeah, this is like being trapped by limiting beliefs, telling ourselves we're not good enough, telling ourselves we're not deserving of the things that we want, somebody else deserves it better, somebody else has worked harder. Like, no. If it's something that is on your mind, especially repetitively, then it is meant for you. You just have to accept that for yourself. It's really as simple as that. And once you accept that you deserve better, then you can receive better. But if you're constantly blocking that energy for yourself, it's not going to come to you. And with these snakes, again, talking about transformation, renewal, and rebirth, the way they're wrapped around this and through this head right now, it's like you're holding back your own transformation. It's like you're asking for more, but you're not allowing yourself to have it. But again, you can see with this transition, hopefully you can see, there's the snakes wrapped around, and then it looks like setting yourself free. There's no sword, there's no snakes, and you move through this energy. So I really do feel like this is just reiterating that this is extremely possible for you. I really do feel like at this point we're the only people holding ourselves back. Even if there are people in your life still that are that you feel are holding you back, it really is up to us at the end of the day to decide who we're going to spend our time around, what we're going to allow people to say and do to us. Obviously, this is not under, extreme situations where somebody is threatening you with physical harm or something to that nature, but, just allowing other people's opinions, their life experiences, and I'm not talking about like positive, like, oh, I did it, you can't do it. I'm talking about people who are like, I couldn't do that. What makes you think you can? Like, not allowing that to make up our reality. We create our own reality. And with that, I'm holding this magic card going on about creation. I really do feel like I love the order in which these come out too. It's like a little story, but with this magic card, and we've got more snakes. It's almost like, you know, once you realize that, once you start to set healthy boundaries for yourself, and these boundaries are not just with other people, but they're with yourself as well. What are you allowing yourself to get away with that is ruining your life, that's holding you back? Once you stop doing that, it's like you're able to really create all the things that you want for yourself. It's like they're already here for you guys. Like, I'm such a huge believer in that what is meant for you is already there for you. Like, we just have to take steps toward it. So it's not like it's gonna be what's the word I'm trying to look for here? It's not impossible. It might not even be that hard. I think the hardest part is overcoming all of these things that we've believed our whole lives and told our whole lives. You know, basing our future and where we're able to go so heavily off of our past, as if we haven't grown or done any work like you have. And so you just have to stop believing all the bullshit, you know, like our own bullshit. This keeps coming back to self. This is really feeling like it has a lot to do with us as individuals and not so much our outside influence anymore. I feel like a lot of us have worked through that. We're in a place where we're just like, you know, not caring so much about what other people think, but at the same time, still carrying that with us internally, maybe even on a subconscious level. So maybe doing some meditation, or some journaling, dream journaling as well, to really see what things come up for us and where we may be holding ourselves back. Do I want to read this book? I don't know. I feel like I got a lot from those actually, but I do kind of want to, let's just see, why not? This magic card is beautiful also. Like, look at all the color in it. And you can't see it as well on camera. It's just so pretty. Okay, we have ecstasy. Ecstasy 37. Okay. I'm feeling so impartial about reading this, but I have the book in my hand, so here we go. Okay, for ecstasy, it says, most of us have learned how to weather the storm, to navigate choppy waters, to self-heal after heartbreak. But have you given into ecstasy? Life teaches us to build fortresses around our hearts. It's our job to split them open so light can get through. Yeah, I was supposed to read this because it's saying what I already said. So often we fight this. We give into cynicism, but joy is a practice. It is identifying the moments that feel magical and then zooming into them, expanding them, getting them to last just a little bit longer. Joy is not a break from the barrage of heaviness. It is the whole point of living. If we can't walk into that space open and vulnerable, knowing that eventually we will get bruised again, we are missing life. Ecstasy is not about balancing the scales of joy and suffering. It's about giving into the world with abandon, completely unadulterated. It is confronting all that tries to keep you small, fearful, and uncertain. It is catching life on the tip of your tongue as it falls from the skyline snow. Moments will melt away, but let them leave an imprint. I love that. That's so beautiful. Yeah. Finding your own happiness, creating your own happiness, not allowing life's failures and life's hardships to define your whole entire reality. It's only a moment. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna get into Dark Star. What page is that on? 30. Oh, I love this. Okay, I'm gonna pull this out. This is really right there. Okay. Dark Star, when there is something burning within you, open your mouth. The world begs us to push things down, to pretend the injustices don't exist, to not ask for more. Authority wants us to feel small and capable, to let ourselves wear down and fade away. We spend a lifetime We spend a lifetime tucking away our power, handcuffing ourselves to keep the peace. For energy is neither created nor destroyed. Each time we have bent the will of something seemingly larger than ourselves, we have not given our power away, because power lays in wait. Because that power lays in wait. It starts lining your spirit, continuing to grow, waiting for the day you will discover it. It is the rage, the excitement, the fury, the how dare you. It's a hurricane, and if they let you have it, they would have to call you by your name, the storm that dared to be. What is more holy than reclaiming this storm, of letting the thunder inside you crack through the sky? You may have to sever the telephone lines and rip up the foundation, but there's a world of color waiting to be seen. The next time it rains, call it by your name. That is so sweet. I love that. I want to reiterate part of this. Let me find it. This sentence: we spend a lifetime tucking away our power, handcuffing ourselves to keep the peace. Again, like creating our own mental prison because of what other people might have told us, society, societal norms, family, and what they think you should be doing. I say fuck it all, honestly. Like at this point in life, it's really important to live in your truth, speak your truth. And if that, hurts other people who are hurting you, tough luck, we're not meant to continue or just continuously minimize ourselves, ignore our experiences, ignore our pain, ignore our truth, so that other people can be happy. And at the end of the day, most of the time, those other people who we're doing that for, I'm going to put air quotes around that because some of us are just doing that shit and we really just don't need to. But for other people who we're doing that for, they don't even appreciate it, recognize it. They just, it's a new day, I'm going to walk all over you again kind of thing. So I love this. I think it's really beautiful. Standing up for yourself, standing in your truth, and allowing yourself to just be free is so important. Okay, I'm going to move into this magic card. 57. So pretty. You can kind of see the artwork a little bit better there, but it's not as vibrant and cool as on the card. Anyway, our magical practice, whatever it may be, is alive. It's a growing thing. It blooms and sheds right along with us. But the most powerful thing we can do is let it be our own. Teachings and study are critical. We must be respectful of tradition and those who have come before. That being said, what works for others may not work for us. And our magic is far more powerful when we aren't trying to be something that isn't authentic to us. Oh my gosh, how much more validating can this be that we just need to start living for ourselves? I just needed to say that because all three of these cards are saying the same thing. Teachings and back it up, okay. You may not be someone who is called to elemental magic, but you see it everywhere, in books, courses, and on social channels. This exposure may lead you to believe that you have to practice the way everyone else does, but your gift may be in song. Reclaiming is a big part of magic. Reclaiming what is truly yours, that which lives deep within your bones. Let yourself get turned to the key of your magic, and trust that the more you allow and let go, the more it shows up. I love that, guys. So I don't even feel like I need to elaborate. I do feel like that just reiterated all that I already said. I'm actually really glad that I read those. So I hope that speaks to you. Definitely need to stand in our truth in a balanced way. But we're not letting our past people, past experiences define us. And speaking of that, I do want to touch on this portal energy again with these snakes like transitioning into like a new place. It's like once you allow yourself to step into this powerful energy, none of that is really gonna matter. Like it's again only there because we are like holding on to it with a death grip. Like this is my life, this is my experience, this is how it's always been, so this is how it has to be. But just let it go. Let it go. Allow yourself to fly away into something new. It might be scary because you've never done this before, you never trusted yourself before, you never had to really believe in yourself because you were always at the whim of what other people wanted, and that was just easier. But it's time to step into our own power, create our own reality, and stop letting all this stuff we're telling ourselves, or maybe what other people have told us, and then we've embodied that, and now we're telling ourselves to dictate where we're going. And so yeah, with that, I need to move forward. I feel like I've spent forever on this. Let's go ahead and get some action cards on our Angel Tarot deck. Holy shit, yeah, this reading is already an hour long. Well, okay, no, that's a lie. There's a lot of it that is just me setting up, so it's probably more like 40 minutes long. Okay, I guess those are the cards. That's been happening more and more lately, particularly with this deck. So yeah. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna turn my okay. We have the Three of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. I got these last week too. It's really making me laugh. Spirit obviously is like, I don't care if you didn't get to upload the video, they need to hear this kind of thing, and I love that. Six of Wands. I love that. And the Ace of Cups. Okay, these are cards about the actions we can take this week, so let me just tune in here. I'm already getting a little bit with the Six of Cups, and I mentioned earlier, celebrating the small wins, recognizing how far you've come. Six of Wands represents exactly that. It represents a small win, celebrating yourself, but also others celebrating you. So again, I think I talked about here with the Page of Pentacles at the beginning, this card here, being recognized for how far you've come, maybe receiving an offer, a job opportunity. So I think that's speaking to that same energy. And I did say that could not, necessarily be somebody else, but recognizing that in yourself. And I think that this is exactly that same energy. It's talking about really celebrating how far you've come. Stop looking at everything like it's been a loss. How can you learn from it? How did you grow from that experience? Even if you just learned to not do something again, that is to your benefit. So just looking at it from a different paradigm, different perspective, allowing it to be something beautiful instead of something that is, horrible, even if it was horrible. I know, again, that's easier said than done, but if you can do it, it can really shift things for you. So that's what I'm getting from this card. And let me just show it to you. His face is like hilarious to me. But yeah, it's a victory, and it's a victory that other people are bearing witness to. And it also says good news is on the way on this card. So like I mentioned with that page, maybe somebody is going to approach you, bring you some good news, an offer or something like that. It's entirely possible. Again, this is collective, so it might not be for everybody. And even if that is the case, I think we all should embody that energy of acknowledging the work that we've done, how far we've come, patting ourselves on the back. Take yourself to dinner or something. I don't know. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but really, as cheesy as it sounds, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know. Celebrate yourself. Okay, we have the Three of Cups. Okay, all right. Okay. I really am, okay. This is really, just collectively, I'm just giving it, is really giving an offer somebody's making an offer, is really what I'm getting. Because the Three of Cups, this also talks about a celebration, a partnership, friendship. You can see right here a celebration on the card, birth announcement, need to have more fun. Then we have the Six of Wands, another celebratory card. We have the Ace of Cups. This talks about what says spiritual growth and enhanced intuition on this card. I don't know why I just looked at that. I guess I was supposed to. But this again could be talking about an offer. Aces talk about something new coming in, a new beginning, a wish, embarking on a new journey, that kind of thing. So you could be starting something new because of this new energy, feeling like you have a right to stand in something new, to try something new, and then that really working out for you is what I'm getting. And then we also have the Queen of Pentacles. Queens are like a nurturing, giving energy, and you can see right here she has this cauldron of pentacles. It's really symbolizing, like, of course, Earth as well as this is the physical plane. So this isn't like a spiritual abundance. This is physical abundance, money, a career opportunity, that kind of thing. Maybe a new home for some people. Now this is saying make time for those around you, take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. I'm really just more so drawn to that second sentence, second and third, take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. That is bringing me back to the beginning of the reading with the Kings of Cups and Wands, that balanced energy, not allowing your emotions to be the deciding factor for you, really looking at things for what they are and not what you think they are, and moving on from there. It's going to really work out for you. With this Three of Cups too, I don't know why I keep thinking about the Three of Pentacles, which is a card that's more about like an actual partnership, working with other people, or even being a leader in some sort of thing. Like maybe you're working with people and you're appointed as like, point person for the project, or director, planner, whatever it is. I'm getting that energy with this Three of Cups, and it really working out. I'm getting for this week with all of these cards that through stepping into this strength, embodying that positive energy, allowing ourselves to move forward, to create our own reality, to try out new things, to let go of our past, of our shame. It's going to just be so beautiful. Like, I just keep getting that coming through. And with these two cards, the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it depicts three women dancing together in a circle, holding the cups in the air, and it's symbolic of a celebration as well. So all this celebration, I'm feeling like maybe some of you guys are going to a party this week, birthday party, cookout for some random reason. And I'm getting that if there's people around you who have helped you to grow, to celebrate with them and to celebrate them. That's what that's what's coming through. Like, if there's somebody who's been a huge player in helping you to move through this past energy, helping you to heal, just showing your gratitude, giving thanks for that. And allowing yourself, I'm getting to this, it says need to have more fun. And again, we have all these like party energy in this, and then I'm thinking, I'm just getting drawn back to this Six of Cups back here. getting back in touch with the things that made you happy when you were younger. What things in the times that were difficult for you helped keep you grounded? And is that something that you'd be interested in exploring again now, at this point in your life? Maybe that's something that we need to tap back into to help balance out that energy. And, like for me, for example, I have a perfect example of this. Like I started working on a vision board a couple nights ago that ended up becoming a whole project on this old canvas that I've had since I was a teenager. I used to make these collages. I used to cut up like fashion magazines and different stuff like that and make these collages when I was a teenager. But I experienced some trauma, and that was the end of that. But I held on to this frame. I ended up ripping everything off of it, so now it's just kind of a beat up old frame. But when I started working on this vision board, I saw that and I was like, I want to make another one of those collages, and I'm going to use that old frame. And it's something that I avoided for a really long time because of how difficult it was for me to just tune back into that point of my life. But now I'm in a place where I've moved through so much, I've done so much work, and built up so much trust in myself and stability in my own life where I felt safe enough to go back into that. And it's actually been really beautiful to be back in that energy. I feel like I've reconnected with a part of myself that I really needed to embody in order to continue forward as a more complete version of myself. And I'm able to work on this now without it being a trigger for me. And so if there's something like that for you that you used to make you happy and take you away from whatever thing you were dealing with, I think this is calling us to tap back into that energy. And so I'm going to just draw us some cards from my Angel Oracle deck to answer whatever question you guys, this one wants to come out, you guys might have for this week. That one. This keeps coming up. We got be assertive. So whatever it is you're asking about, we already got with the lapis lazuli, with this dark star card, the ecstasy card. We're needing to speak up about things that we want, to not be intimidated by other people, their opinions. It really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is that you're happy. As long as you're not harming anybody else to achieve your happiness, you're not committing a crime. It's okay to say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And really let people know, be upfront about it, stand in your truth so that you can create the reality that you want for yourself. You don't have to be a doormat. That's what I'm getting from this be assertive card. I'm sure it's written more beautifully in the book, but that's my interpretation. Okay, so we have meditation brings answers as well, and then we have look for a sign. I feel like meditation brings answers. It's extremely straightforward. I think I mentioned it here too when I was going through Threads of Fate and doing some meditation journaling, dream journaling, that kind of thing, to tap into any remaining stuck energy. And I think that is just what this is saying. Whatever it is that you are questioning right now, you have the answer within you. And I think that goes on theme with the rest of this reading, not seeking validation from other people. That includes not always asking others their opinion when you're about to make a move. It's, for me, sometimes it only makes things more confusing when other people are involved, and that's often the case, unless it's somebody you really, really trust and you want to be 100% like them, which I don't know anybody in my life I want to be 100% like. There might be some things, but I like who I am. with that said, just sitting with yourself, taking a moment to be in your own energy and really think about the things that you want and work out the pros and cons, make yourself a list, whatever you need to do in order to move forward. I feel like this is really calling us to just take the time to do that. Just sit down 10-15 minutes in a quiet room, no distractions, turn off your TV, put down your phone, no music, and just really allow yourself to think about what it is that you are wanting to bring forth. With no fear. Also, I'm constantly talking about these, the colors of these cards. Let me see, do I have it written down in here? Just trying to see, guys, these angel cards. Angel colors. I don't have it written down right here. Unfortunate. Okay, but just speaking about this dark blue, I'm always talking about Archangel Michael and that being a sign of protection because he is the protective archangel to keep you safe. So with that, I'm just being called to say, I know it can be scary sometimes going deep into ourselves and acknowledging things that we've been suppressing for a long time, but I promise you that it is safe to do. Obviously, if you really feel like you're in a place where you cannot handle that, definitely consider reaching out to somebody for assistance, processing these things, somebody you know and trust, a therapist, that kind of thing. But if you feel like you're in a place where you can dive into these feelings, regardless of how you go about this, you are protected and you're being guided through this. And with that, I'm moving on to this look for a sign card with the guidance. It's like once you set the tone for what you want, give it some focus, maybe write out a plan, look for a sign. The universe will give you signs in order to help guide you in the right direction toward the things that you want. And sometimes, the signs might be a little like kooky or might not make a lot of sense at first, but I promise you when you get there, and this is from my own experience, when you get there, it's going to make sense. You're going to look back and be like, oh my God, that's why I went through this, and this, and it all led me here. I've had so many of those moments in my life since, embarking on my spiritual journey. Realizing, how so many experiences, both positive and negative, all happened in my favor ultimately, took me to where I needed to be, to meet who I needed to meet, to learn a new lesson, and it all has brought me here. And so just pay attention. We each have our own way of communicating with spirit, but it could be seeing angel numbers repetitively, colors repetitively. Maybe you keep hearing a song, maybe somebody singing a song in a store and then you hear it on the radio later, or see it on a TV commercial, whatever, that kind of thing. You can look up the meaning of that song, the lyrics, that kind of thing. That might have a message for you. Seeing things like a certain animal repetitively, symbols in your dreams. I already talked about dreams, and you'll know when you're like, oh, I keep seeing beavers, it's random, look up the spiritual meaning of that, and there might be a message in there for you. Once you become in tune with that, and once you start to acknowledge signs, the universe will send you more and more to help align you further. So yeah, whatever it is, your ultimate answer is to ask for it, go after it, be assertive. Don't shy away from your dreams, especially not, for somebody else. And that's not to say, for me, okay, I'm married, but it's not to say fuck you, husband, I'm gonna do what I want to do kind of thing. But it's letting people know, this is very important to me, this is what I want to do, and then going after it in a respectful, mutually agreeable way. And of course, if you're with somebody who is controlling and doesn't let you do what you want to do or what will make you happy, and it's not like negatively affecting your relationship, but they're always manipulating it into like a way that it supposedly is. Probably need to reassess that connection, but otherwise it's just letting people know who you are, where you are, what you want, and then going after it. So yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out the reading. Let's grab a seed and sickle card and see what we've got. It is. It's that one's good. Okay. And this week, if you've watched my other readings, you know the Seed and Sickle deck has 2 books. Today I felt like the Dusk guidebook. This one is for when you're looking for guidance on how to best take care of your body and mind. So yeah, I think with that we talked about mental clarity a lot in this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these cards over. We have oleander and another snake. We have strawberry. And y'all, I am reading from the book 100%. Other than the snake, I couldn't tell you what the heck any of this means. So I'm not even going to front and try to like read that until I know what all these cards are and have it down. We go to the book. Okay, oleander. Okay, I mean, this card has a hard way of saying it, but it is in line with the reading. So, okay, oleander. Oleander may be beautiful, but its leaves are deathly dangerous and not to be underestimated. This card indicates a period of difficulty ahead. There may be a time of uncertainty looming, or a relationship may encounter a rocky patch. The important thing is to not make any hasty decisions in the heat of the moment, no matter how the situation may seem on the surface. Consider every angle before deciding how to face it. Your emotions won't benefit you here. I do feel like that resonates. You know, the rocky patch and all that sucks. But we already talked about balancing our emotions so much here that I feel like this is just saying, you know, that we really need to move forward with that energy, not making decisions based on how we feel in the moment. And as far as a rocky patch also, I still am getting, this is like an internal struggle. I mean, for some people it might be a struggle with somebody else, but I feel like the rocky patch of a relationship is just us going back to clear out these remaining stuck energies, these things. Okay, like we've worked through a lot of the stuff, but there's some other stuff that's really deep down in there that we don't want to look at. It needs to be looked at, and that's not going to necessarily be fun, but once you clear out that energy with this snake too, like you're clearing the way for you to ascend and transition into something else. Like, you know, the snake sheds its skin. It's like you're shedding an old skin so that you can become bigger, stronger, more capable. And that's what I think that this is talking about. I don't think this is going to be again, it says not to make hasty decisions, so I don't think this is like a make or break kind of thing. I think that this is just us trying to finish clearing out that energy so that we can achieve the things that we want. Yeah, consider every angle before deciding how to face it. I really do think too, like with moving through this energy, like we're gaining even more insight to make even better decisions with that considering every angle sentence. It's like because we're doing this work, we're able to go about things in a much better way. So I don't think it's a bad thing. It just is. And again, life is a cycle. You know, we're gonna have hardships. Every day is not rainbows and sunshine, of course, but really how we move through it and actions we take in those moments is what determines the outlook of our life, not the moment itself most of the time. All right, now strawberry. strawberry. Like the strawberry plant, its stems bent low with sweet, bountiful fruit, you are experiencing an abundance in your life right now. You are rich in your emotional capacity, your material gains, and your spiritual learning. You have earned every bit of reward that is coming to you now that you are near the end of your journey. Be generous with this wealth and provide support to others who are not yet reaping their harvest. This will be returned to you one day threefold. I love that, and I love that it came after the oleander. Because again, I talked about moving through this energy, leading to something more beautiful, more magical, creating the reality that you want for yourself as well. You know, after you shed this metaphorical skin, and we talked about with not only the strength and the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles and all, you know, a lot of these talking about, you know, this good coming to us. I think the strawberry card really reiterates that to close out the reading. You know, like regardless of this little oleander bit here, having to work through a couple more things, it's going to really benefit us to work through this, to move through this energy in a way that will then be able to go on and help others to achieve the things that they desire for themselves. And I think that's beautiful. And again, going back to the statement I made earlier about flow, like removing the blockages, removing the dams so that the river can flow again, I feel like that is touched on here, as well as far as be generous with this wealth, provide support to others who are not reaping their harvest yet. This will be returned to you one day threefold. I think that that's beautiful. You know, when you allow things to go out, you make room for more to come in. And so I think that that is what this is speaking to also. And so yeah, guys, with that, I am done with this reading. I think that this week ahead is ultimately going to be beautiful. There may be a couple kinks in the road here, but again, we're strong enough, we're mature enough, we've learned enough lessons up to this point in order to move through this energy, I think, gracefully, honestly. And it's going to be really beneficial for us. So with that, I wish you guys good luck. If this resonates, let me know. If you receive an offer, I'm really curious about that. If you wouldn't mind sharing, definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what that was and how it goes. And yeah, I wish you guys a great week ahead. Thanks for being here. Bye.